How you doing? I'm Sean McVeigh with Sean's Outdoor Adventures. Most people know me from my archery and bow hunting videos. But a fan of mine and I kind of got into a discussion on my Facebook page one day and somehow came up about hair cutting. And I've been cutting my own hair for probably over 25 years now. And I said, oh, well, next time I'm cutting my hair, I will do a video for you. I'm going to go over a couple practical things and then I'll show you how I do it. First of all, it's nice if you have something like this where you have trifold mirrors. I actually intentionally installed this so that it would make it easier for when I was cutting my hair, because in having one of these you can angle it so that you can see the back on one side while you're working with the angling of the mirrors. So something like that's very helpful. It's also helpful to have a handheld mirror for if you don't have that, you can kind of see what you're doing. Another practical thing I'll mention is clear off the sink if you're going to be doing this like in a bathroom at a trifold mirror like this, because it'll just make it easier during the cleanup. Typically I don't wear a shirt when I'm cutting my hair, so I can just brush it all off and then take a shower, but so as not to scandalize anybody, I'm wearing a camouflage shirt. Some of the concepts I will be showing you can be applicable to a male or female, but obviously since I'm a man and I'm cutting my hair, this is going to apply especially to men, some of these tactics. One thing you'll need no matter what is a comb and some decent scissors. I would recommend getting a pair that's decent and sharp, because the sharper the scissors, the better off you're going to be in the process. If they're not sharp enough, when the hairs get in the scissors themselves, as you close the scissors, it'll push the hair out and you won't actually be cutting it if they're too dull. Another thing, especially if you're a guy, that would be helpful is having an electric trimmer, and you do want to oil the blades typically before you get started each time. And also having different size attachments will come in very helpful in the cutting process. Okay, so what I've done is I've combed my hair straight down on the sides and kind of in the front. And what I like to do is start with the hair trimmer. Now, you will see with some of these trimmers they will have an angled attachment for blending, but those kind of give you lines and they don't really work too well, so I take a different approach. I'll put on a larger setting attachment, so this one's actually going to give me a 1/2 inch cut. This is a number 4 attachment on this particular unit, and then I will drop it down a size for the next part. So let me show you how I'm going to do this. I'm basically going to trim straight up. I'm going to follow a straight line up, and then when I'm ready for the blending, I will drop it down to a smaller size and do it again, just not go up as high, and then I'll take the scissors and do the final part. So let me give you an example here. I'm going to try to use the thing on the side, so I'm going straight up. See how I'm doing that? So for this part of the process, you just follow it straight up, and you go all the way around your head doing this, even around the back. Just follow that straight up. And this is where the trifold mirrors come in real nice, because you can see on the back of your head that you're following that straight line. Okay, so I've just gone around with the number 4. As you can see, the sides are much trimmed down. I've just taken the line straight up. You can hear my kids maybe arguing and fighting in the other room. But now I've put on the number 2 attachment, which is a 1/4 inch, so that's half the width, or the depth of the last one. And I'm going to basically do the same thing, but I'm going to end earlier. I also want to say this, if you're someone who likes that bowl cut, which is no longer in fashion but may come back in 10-15 years from now, who knows, what I used to do is I would put my hand like this and I would come right up to it and off the hand with like just the lower, smaller attachment, and then I would come back with the scissors as I'm going to do a little bit and do a little bit of blending. But let me just show you. So I'm going to come in like this, and I'm just going to kind of, and just shy of where my hairline is here, and this is all going to help with the blending process. And the only reason why I'm going down to this attachment is with the larger attachment, it just grows back in too quick. So this gives me another like week or two, maybe 2 weeks before I have to cut my hair again. by going this short. Okay, so I've just buzzed all the way around on both sides. And what I'm going to do now is clean up around the ear. So you take off the attachments. Of course there's hair all over this because I'm using it. But I'm going to just kind of trim straight around the ear. You want to be careful with the teeth. You could cut yourself coming around here. I've done it before. Just when you're kind of coming around here, it's easy to cut the skin. And I'm going to come down and trim up the back of the neck down in here and stuff like that. I'm going to use this mirror though for that because I kind of need to see what I'm doing. I usually just like to come straight off the ear. Some people like to keep the sideburns. I'll trim this with the trimmers right here. And let me zoom this in a little bit for you. I'll trim, oh, you can see the camera in the reflection there. Anyway, I like to trim right straight over, and then I'll come in with a razor blade later and really take it close. But if you want to keep the sideburns, you can. I turn it up and kind of just come around the ear, hold the ear down. I kind of am facing the teeth away from my ear so I don't cut my ear. You want to be careful going through there, and then down the bottom of the neck part here, I'm going to trim off all this excess here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Sometimes you need to come up. You need to hold the ear and come up like this, just to get all those little hairs right around the ear there. Just doing the other side now. People always ask, how do you do the back? This is it. You need good mirrors. Good angles to the mirrors anyway. So you can kind of see what you're doing. It's a little tough doing the back. Not gonna lie. The good thing about hair though is that it grows back. So if you mess up, it's gonna grow back. You might just have to wear a hat till it does. Okay, so I've got the sides done, and now I want to do more blending with the scissors up in here. And I'm just going to trim the top today. I'm not going to take too much off, but I will show you how I do that. Okay, so I just re-wet my hair a little bit, which is how it was when I started out, because it helps, especially at this part, if your hair is a little bit wet. If it's dry, sometimes it doesn't lay flattened down to where you're getting everything cut evenly. So I'll just show you basically what I do is I get my hair where I want it parted, and then I take a comb and I begin here and I pull this out. Now as you can see, there's much longer hairs up in here than down here from where I was doing the buzzing. So I take the scissors and I continue that line essentially. And the kids, good thing my wife is out there. Sounds like they're getting ready to fight over some toy or something. It's hard to do this using the camera, but I'm basically trying to create, that one was a little bit too much angled back toward the top of my head. So that right there, you see all this longer stuff up in here? Can't even see what I'm doing with this little camera there. So normally I would be kind of angling more straight up, but I'm trying to do this with the camera for you to see. It's hard because my screen is so tiny, but I'm basically doing that, if you can see, for the blending. So what this is going to do is help this hair blend, you know, going all the way up. And then going around the back, again, people say, how do you do the back? I'm just using the mirrors, and I go straight around, cutting all those long ones. And this is that you can, even if you're a girl, you can use this kind of a technique. You just comb your hair out to the side, hold it like that, and then cut it straight up. And that actually gives it a little faint layer at the very bottom. If you want more of a layer, then you basically comb your hair out to the side, let the bottom drop, and then what's still in your hand, you cut closer back, like closer back to your head a little bit on an angle. I actually have, I've had a lot of times my mom and my sister asked me to cut their hair, which always surprised me, but I said, okay, if you want me to. And it works just the same. Now coming around to the other side, you know, I'm right-handed, cutting with my left, so it does make it harder once you get over here, like how to do that. And I've used different approaches. Sometimes I'll just cut with the left hand and comb with the right and do the same thing down that side. The other option you have is, whereas this is nice and clean where you're coming down like this, you actually are holding it in the reverse fashion. It just makes it a little more difficult and harder to blend at the bottom part. So you would kind of be trying to do it like this. I don't really like doing it that way. I'm just showing you this in case you want to try that. This is where being ambidextrous helps a little bit, which is, ambidextrous is when you can use your right hand and your left hand equally as well. Something I learned in basketball in elementary school from my first basketball coach. Being able to shoot a layup right-handed or left-handed. It's hard for me to see with the lighting in this little camera. That's basically how you do it. I put the scissors down, get the hair ready, and then with both hands, and then pick it back up. So that, as you can see, sticks out way too far. So hard to see on that little thing. I'm going to do the front now, and I got a little cowlick going on here, but I want to basically brush the hair straight. And I'm just going to kind of follow the top of my eyebrow across here. Alright, so I kind of just cut across like that just to get a frame of reference, and then I basically comb straight up to see how long that front is, see how it's falling down there. There's different ways you can do this. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll pull it up till it's falling out. Crying daughter outside. And then I'll just kind of cut right along the bottom of my hand, because this is falling out in the front, and so that's giving me the length right there, and then I'll cut across that. Alright, once I get that, you can do it that way all the way back, pull it up until the hair falls out, and then cut along the bottom of your hand, or you can get the right kind of distance and hold it like this and cut it along the top. It's so hard to see on this. So I kind of do that all the way to the back, and that gets me roughly close. But then I kind of come back in like this, and you cut the hair on the top side of your fingers just to be more precise. This is going to give me more precision. See that right there? And I basically kind of start in the front and just work my way toward the back every little bit. Just comb it back a little, pull it up, and just see how even the hair is. You can see that it's not real straight. So I'm basically going to just do this and straighten it up all the way back. Now I'll come over to the other side. As you can see, there's the part that got missed. A little bit of a high point right there. Before I completely finish, I just want to show you the line here. I have a faint line where the blend is going around, and I'm going to just touch up that a little bit, right in here where the blend is going around. Hopefully you can see the back there. I just want to touch it up a little bit, get it a little bit more straight. There was a little spot there that I wanted to touch up. I remember one time in college I had a guy ask me to cut his hair, and then he went home for Thanksgiving break and had his hair cut again, like, a month later. And the barber was like, "Who cut your hair?" He's like, why?" She was like, "This is the straightest haircut I've ever seen." Made me think about becoming a barber after that. Alright, there you have it. Post shower, that's how it looks. It's how to cut your own hair. Hope this helped. If you're ever interested in archery or bow hunting and you've never checked those out before, make sure you check out my channel because I got a lot of that kind of stuff up there. Till then, take care. God bless.